Yes, with REST API, we do have an option to go ahead and add dictionaries to our Cisco email security appliance. And this is the program you can use to do it. Obviously, you can make more complex programs, but this would be like the simplest form of that program. So let me just explain to you a couple things here. Importing requests is important because that's what we're going to use to post the data over to the Cisco ESA. JSON, not really important. This is optional, but I like JSON because it makes the code more readable, as you can see right here. And this is the reason I had to use JSON. Well, the third line here, it talks about the URL. This is the IP address of my ESA, the port I'm using to connect to the ESA. And then I'm mentioning the resource dictionaries here. And this is the name of the dictionary that I'm going to go ahead and create using the REST API, using this program. This parameter is important as you know that in order to mention parameters in the URL, those parameters need to be mentioned after the question mark, as you can see right here, right? So you see the question mark after that. This is the parameter. We say device underscore type equals to the ESA. That's it. That's the URL. And this is the payload. And this payload, the ignore case, this first one, ignore case, it's a required parameter. Well, you'll understand this when I show you the dictionary from the GUI of the ESA. Whole words is also required. Words, this one's also required. Credit is to go ahead and enable the credit card numbers option that you see in the dictionaries. And then you have the ABA and obviously the prefix and everything. So 2 is the weight that you want to associate with it, and the prefix if you want to enable it or not. All these three options are available in the dictionaries. If you check the GUI, you'll see that. I'm anyways going to show these options as well when I show you the GUI of the ESA after this. ABA again is to enable ABA routing numbers. If you don't mention any weight or anything, one will be taken by default. This is the item or the term that I want to add to the dictionary. You can add any term, obviously to the dictionary. This is how I'm going to add this term to the dictionary named the network Viking Asan. I'm going to show it to you after this. Encoding, again, a parameter that is required. I'm making it UTF-8. Now, after this, I'm mentioning the headers, a content type application JSON. I really don't need this. I can remove it. And then you have authorization basic, and then obviously I've changed it. But anyways, if you're new to such a program and you don't know how to get this base64 code, I'm gonna put a link to the YouTube video in the description, which you can check to go ahead and understand, how to get this and other basics of, writing a Python code with the Cisco ESA, uh, specifically for the REST API. Okay, and then I'm using the response variable, and I'm assigning the response that I get from the Cisco ESA, in this case to this variable. So I'm using post, right? Because you're sending data to the ESA, I'm using post, and then and this is actually, you can use put as well to send data to the ESA or any other appliance for that matter. Post is when you want to add a new um, item to the appliance or the device that you're sending the request to. So request.request post, and then I'm mentioning the URL here that is right here, this URL. And then headers I've mentioned right here. And then I have the data equals to payload, which is right here. The payload is right here, right? And I'm printing the response.text. I can't show you the output right now. It's not a problem. But let me just take you to the ESA's GUI first. Okay, on the Cisco ESA, if we go to mail policies, we go to dictionaries. This is the page we're going to land on, right? And as you can see right now, there are no dictionaries defined. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead back to the Python program, and I'm going to execute that, and then I'm going to refresh this page, and then we should be able to see that dictionary here. Let me go ahead and run that program right away. All right, executed the program. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page. Okay, perfect. The network Viking and the item is also added. YouTube channel, right? So if I go ahead and just click on it, okay, so all of this, I'm going to explain it to you now, but let me just get the script here as well. Okay, let me just try to go ahead and explain this program uh, with the output that we see in the UI of the ESA. The first thing that I would like to point out is ignore case 0, which you can see right here. Case sensitive has been checked. Ignore case equals 0. If it was 1, then it's like case sensitive, right? In this case, we're saying ignore case. No, don't ignore case. So case sensitive. Whole words, 1 match whole words. As you can see right here, it's ticked, right? And then these two options, credit and then ABA. You see right here, credit and then ABA. And you see the weight is 2 for credit. And that's when you mention it explicitly in your script. If you don't mention anything like you see for ABA, right, then 1 is taken by default, as you can see in the UI. And you don't see any prefix for this, as I've not mentioned anything. So that checkbox is not checked, right? And finally, you have the YouTube channel term right here, which you've added this way. That's pretty much it. So yeah, obviously, I mean, I did not use this because that's not, I just removed those parts before running it. Anyways, so when you run this script, uh, if it's successful, you'll see something like this, added successfully. If I run the same script again, I'll see that, as this dictionary already exists, the network Viking Asan, it's going to tell me that, hey, this dictionary already exists. So that's what it's going to tell me right here. Yep. Now, if I was to show you the API logs in the CLI, let me just do that real quick. Okay, so I'm at the CLI. I've named the log file as API. So I'm going to tail the API, hit enter, and these are the two logs that we see for the program that we executed just a couple minutes ago. So checking access for user admin role administrator and blah, 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 blah. Post, it's a post request that you see right here. And dictionaries, the name is the network Viking, San question mark, device type, and you see a 201. 201 is a good sign, right? I've tried others as well, as you can see right here. I've tried it before multiple times. I tried the network Viking as well. So yeah. Anyways, now I'm gonna run the same program again just to show you what do you get if the dictionary already exists, right? So let me just run the program and let's wait for the program to finish. And in the meanwhile, let me just quickly show you um, what you got to do is you got to go to log config in case you don't know how to get the logs configured. And here you basically say new and then select the API logs, which is at 41. So you just mentioned 41, you enter the name, and this is where I mentioned API. So you can do the same thing. API, mention the other details. So let's say API 2, for example, and you can mention any of these. I can mention 5, 4, 3, 2, whatever, and so on. So I'm going to just cancel out of it and say tail API. And for this one, again, we got two of these. These are the two that, these are the two logs that we see for the request or for the execution of the program that I just did. Okay, and it says checking access for user admin role administrator, as we see for the previous requests as well, all of them. And then in the next one, it says, okay, it's the same thing, the network Viking is on, but this time it's a 409, indicating that this dictionary already exists. If I was to show you the text, just copy the text here, no big deal. This is what we get from the Python program output. Error message dictionary already exists. Code 409 explanation request conflict, right? So this is what you would get in the output. In case you're running it and you don't take a look at it, well, this actually clearly tells you what's the problem, right? So anyways, that's how you do it. You change the name of the dictionary in the URL and keep doing that to add more dictionaries. However, I would like to tell you that in case you want to know how to edit a dictionary, how to add more items, how to delete, how to retrieve, and do all that kind of stuff. If you want to know any of that, just let me know in the comment section. I'd be very happy to do that. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, uh, comment, leave a comment, and like the video. That really helps a lot, right? Thank you so much, and you guys have a great day ahead. Goodbye.